Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, citizens of YouTube. This is John. Today I have a pretty interesting topic. Today I wish to take the two major groups in the Christian community. You have the Catholic Church and you have the Protestant Church. And I wish to put these two churches in the gauntlet. Let's see which one is actually more noble. Before I go any further, I would like to actually explain what it means scripturally to be noble. Let's go to Romans 2 verse 11. And I have my Bible with me, and I'm going to read it for you. It states, Romans 2, chapter 2 verse 11, for there is no respect of persons with God. Do you hear that? There is no respect of persons with God. You have to understand, you see, because God already outlined his laws and commandments for us to follow. And the blueprint or the outline is in this Bible. He made it clear for us, all of us. Now, it's people who wish to interpret the word, or rather, they wish to, cherry pick, selectively choose which commandments they want to follow, which laws they want to follow. And, God is saying he has no respect of persons. He's not going to tell this one person not to do this, and because he respects another guy, he's going to tell them, oh, it's okay. For example, hey, John, you're not allowed to kill because it's in the commandment, thou shalt not kill. John, you're not allowed to kill. But yeah, he's going to tell brother Mike, hey, it's okay to kill. What? Nah. You see, God doesn't work that way. God is not the author of confusion. So he doesn't respect anybody. He already made these laws. He didn't ask our opinion when he created heaven and earth. He didn't ask for our opinion. So he already established something, and we have to choose whether we're going to follow it or not. And this is the spirit I hope that people can understand that pleases God. Let's go to Matthew 24 verse 35. And here's what it states. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Do you hear that? You see, again, God already established his word, way before any of us were born. And he did not ask of us our opinions. So we have to understand, you see, your mom, your pops, your pastor, your priest, they may very well pass away, and believe me, they will pass away. But this word will not. So we have to understand, are we going to put our trust in these people? A lot of us have these soul ties with, our loved ones. But you put so much trust in these people that will pass away. And yet what you ought to do is put your trust in this word, which will never pass away. You see, but none of you guys will ever actually embrace that, that mindset. So again, I wish to define what it means to actually be noble. Let's see what Acts 17 verse 10 to 11 actually has to say. I'm sorry, Acts chapter 17 verse 10 and 11. So let's go. And the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night unto Berea, who commanding thither went into the synagogue of the Jews. Alright, verse 11. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so. Now this is a handful, and let's break it down for a bit. because we have Apostle Paul, the Apostle Paul. This man, casted out demons, healed the sick, had the Spirit, the Holy Spirit of God itself residing in him. So, he's not your pastors. He's not like one of your priests. This man was a man of God, and we follow his doctrine till today. So, this is the Apostle Paul. But yet, let's see why these particular Jews in Berea, or the Bereans, why they were noble. Check this out. Because they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily, whether those things were so. You see, most of you, you simply, my pastor told me this, and my pastor told me that. You see, but did you ever actually think to yourself, hey, did my pastor actually say something that was scriptural? Did you actually search did you search the book yourself to actually verify whether those things were so? You see, that's what it means to be noble. You see, the Bereans understood heaven and earth, your mom, dad, your family and friends, they all going to pass away. But the word, it won't pass away. Never. And what you guys have to understand is that if these pastors are telling you something that's not scriptural, they are not of God. So going back to, which one is more noble, the Catholics or the Protestants? Let us state all the, let us state all the facts. Let's put it out on the table for you. We already know, in 1517, the Protestant Reformation, you have Martin Luther through the 95 theses, stating everything that the Catholic Church was doing and why they were in error. All right. Now, one thing I can respect about Martin Luther is that he had 5 solas. One of the solas in particular that I'm quite fond of because it embraces sticking only to the word was sola scriptura. And here's what sola scriptura means. It's a Latin word which means by scripture alone. It's the Protestant Christian doctrine that the Bible is the supreme authority in all matters of doctrine and practice. So again, you see, so anybody who embraces the spirit of sola scriptura, in essence, was embracing that spirit of nobility. They were trying to be like the Bereans, who always verified. Even when Apostle Paul himself spoke to them, they always verified what people said by the word. And the reason why I like sola scriptura is because when you see how the Catholic Church functions, when you analyze them and you judge them according to their fruits, according to their walk, according to their lifestyle, you will see that they simply can care less about the scriptures. And they're not hiding it, not one bit. For example, the commandment itself, do you hear me? The commandment states, thou shalt not bow down to any graven images. But yet, in every single Catholic church you enter, the first thing I see is a statue. The first thing I see is a statue. And you wonder, what's up with that? Isn't that clearly against the commandments? For example, who instituted Christmas in the church to begin with? The Catholics. Like I mentioned before in other videos, Christmas was a pagan holiday called Saturnalia, and they integrated it in the Catholic Church. But yet, they will tell you clearly, we uphold the traditions of man, and we're not trying to hide that. In which case, bravo, Catholic Church, bravo, because you're not trying to hide this. There's a parable in the Caribbean that states that if you're going to be a thief, be the best thief you can be. And this is very interesting because the parable is not condoning doing bad. It's stating that in whatever you do, be the best you can be at it. And this is exactly what the Catholic Church has done. You know, they're the best at breaking God's commandments. So they have these statues, you know, they celebrate these pagan holidays that Jeremiah 10 verse 1 to 5 outlines and tells you not to follow. And what's worse, you know, they established the, you know, Sunday as the day of observance, when clearly God's day of observance is the fourth commandment. Remember to keep the Sabbath day holy. But yet, this is what the Catholic Church does. So they're already outside in my book because they haven't stayed to the scriptures. So let's go now to the actual Protestant church. Let's see if they're more noble than the Catholic Church. So the Catholic Church claims to embrace the spirit of sola scriptura, you know, but yet they too break the Sabbath day. They too. So you know what? Let me read some statements from the Catholic Church itself to some of you, stating why the Protestant Church are simply put hypocrites. Let's see why. Here's one statement. You may read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, and you will not find a single line authorizing the sanctification of Sunday. The scriptures enforce the religious observance of Sunday, a day which we never sanctified. The Faith of Our Fathers by James Cardinal Gibson. Let's hear another quote. This is a most important question, which I know not how you can answer. You are a Protestant, and you profess to go by the Bible, and the Bible only, sola scriptura, and yet in so important a matter as the observance of one day and 7 as a holy day, you go against the plain letter of the Bible and put another day in the place of that day which the Bible has commanded. Let's see another statement from the Catholic Church. The observance of Sunday by the Protestants is homage they pay in spite of themselves to the authority of the Catholic Church. Monsignor Louis Segura, Plain Talk About the Protestantism of Today, page 213. You see, so let me outline this one in particular. They're saying that as much as these Protestants claim to protest or go away from the Catholic Church, by keeping Sunday, they're actually paying homage. They're paying homage to the Catholic Church. You know, these guys are just bound down real nice for these guys. You know, let me see some other quotes here. All of us believe many things in regard to religion that we do not find in the Bible. For example, nowhere in the Bible do we find that Christ or the apostles ordered that the Sabbath be changed from Saturday to Sunday. We have the commandment of God given to Moses to keep the Sabbath day, that is the 7th day of the week, Saturday. Today, most Christians keep Sunday because it has been revealed to us by the church outside the Bible, the Catholic Virginian. Again, I'm gonna put all these links for you below. Let's check out another quote. Perhaps the boldest thing, the most revolutionary change the church ever did happened in the 1st century. The holy day, the Sabbath, was changed from Saturday to Sunday. The day of the Lord, Dies Dominica, was chosen, not from any directions noted in the scriptures, but from the church sense of its own power. Do you hear this? Do you hear this? And yet, despite the fact that I'm reading so much quotes against these Protestants, you see, I don't even have a problem with the Catholics. You know what? Again, because they make it clear. They're not trying to hide anything. But yet, you have these Protestants that would try to actually talk negatively towards the Catholics and claim, that what they're doing is wrong. And again, I ask, on what grounds? On what grounds are you judging the Catholics? I mean, because they bow down to statues, which is what? Outlined in the, what? The commandments, the 10 commandments? Oh, what else they do? They don't keep the Sabbath day holy, but you don't either. So here we have these Protestants which keep essentially 9 of the commandments. You know the commandments in Exodus 20. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, you shouldn't commit adultery, etc., etc. So they'll keep 9, but yet when you tell them to keep the Sabbath day, oh, that's legalism. Oh, we're no longer under the law. Yo, these people are the biggest hypocrites I ever seen. Woo. Again, I'll leave the links for you down below, but I hope this stimulates some thought. I really hope this stimulates some thought. Now, again, I'm going to ask, which one is more noble? Which one? The question is, none of them. None of them are noble. Because they both break the commandments of God. They both don't look into the scriptures, and actually verify whether these priests and these pastors and the doctrines and lies they feed in you, none of them ever verify the scriptures for themselves. None of them ever do their due diligence and actually research for themselves, And mind you, I'm gonna put these links down below so you can see it for yourself, so you can read it for yourself. And most of these people, will they listen? Nope, because the spirit of tradition has warped their minds. People literally can't use common sense no more. Common sense is not too common in this day and age. But for the people who have the ears to hear, you are the people I'm speaking to. You are the people I'm trying to call out of this wicked system. This wicked system that has deemed themselves as, or championed themselves as the most holiest people, the people of God. Those are the people I'm trying to speak to today. Because clearly, these people aren't hypocrites. They aren't. And you wonder why. And Christians wonder why you have a bunch of atheists running around stating you guys are hypocrites. Well, I'm showing you clearly. I'm showing you clearly. I'm showing you clearly why you're hypocrites. Because the Catholic Church don't stand upon the commandments. They don't follow the word of God. And you have the Protestant Church, which claim to embrace the spirit of sola scriptura, and yet they don't keep the commandments of God neither. Isn't that funny? I hope this raise your consciousness. I hope you can sincerely wake up out of this wicked religion of Christianity. I hope you could. I hope you could. Am I against Christ? Not at all. In fact, I love Christ, and that's why I keep the commandments of God. That's the reason why I don't uphold my own traditions. I'm gonna leave off with Matthew 15, verse 1 to 5. 1 to 3, actually. I'm sorry. So Matthew 15, verse 1 to 3, and let's hear what that states. It says, "Then came to Jesus scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, Why do thy disciples transgress the traditions of the elders?" You see, so mind you, you have the scribes and Pharisees telling you, trying to actually one-up Christ by saying, hey, I see your disciples are transgressing the traditions of the elders. They didn't say the tradition of God. They didn't say the laws and customs and commandments of God. The traditions of the elders is what they transgress. And hear this out. For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. Look in the Torah. Look in the Torah, the first 5 books. Genesis to Deuteronomy. Go look. There's not one single commandment stating that you need to wash your hands before eating food. So here's what Christ responds now. But he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandments of God by your traditions? And most people, that's exactly what you're doing. Oh, you see, ask yourself, why do you actually go to church on Sunday? You know, is it outlined in the Bible? Or is it because you were born in Christianity telling you this is what you must do? You see, that's the tradition. You know, your parents, your priests, your pastors, they told you this through tradition that you have to go to church on Sunday. But that's not what's outlined in this Bible. That's not outlined in this Bible not once. You people need to sincerely wake up. Again, you know, if this message helped you, please subscribe. And I posted all the links below for you to see for yourself, to verify whether what I'm saying is true, which they are. And I hope this helps people wake up. Wake up! Again, I'm John. If this was a blessing to you, share with your friends so this can be a blessing to others as well. The Lion of the tribe of Judah is coming back. Shalom.